What is the difference between a mandated reporter, non-mandated reporter, and anonymous reporter? A mandated reporter is somebody by the legislature, like a police officer, firefighter, nurse, doctor, school teacher, so forth and so on, that deals in their professional capacity with children, who have the affirmative duty to file if they have suspicion of child abuse. And if they don't, they can be fined. It's a very serious thing, child abuse and neglect. Because of the proximity of these people to children, we entrust them with the responsibility of filing child abuse and neglect with Child Protective Services. Who is considered a mandated reporter by Child Protective Services in Massachusetts? A mandated reporter in Massachusetts, according to Child Protective Services, is people that are in close proximity to children, such as a police officer, a firefighter, a teacher, a guidance counselor, the school nurse, the principal, others such as doctors and nurses, therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists. Again, mandated reporters are people who are in close proximity with children, and therefore the legislature has required them, if they have suspicion of child abuse or neglect, to file with Child Protective Services, or they can be fined. Now, the difference between a mandated reporter and a non-mandated reporter is simple. The non-mandated reporter is not required under law to file if they have suspicion of child abuse and neglect, and therefore will not be fined. Non-mandated reporter is the opposite of what a mandated reporter is. It's a person in their professional capacity is not involved with children, is not held responsible to have to report. They can if they want, but they're not held to the standard that they must report if they have suspicion of child abuse and neglect. The third type of person is anonymous. An anonymous person can file child abuse and neglect with Child Protective Services without identifying themselves. And so a person who's a mandated reporter cannot file as a non-mandated reporter or anonymously. They must give their identifying information, and they must file if they have suspicions of child abuse, and if they don't, they can face fines. The non-mandated reporter doesn't face that requirement. They can file, but they don't have to. They're not required to by law. And the anonymous is just somebody who doesn't identify themselves at all. And those are the differences between a mandated, non-mandated, and anonymous reporter. Who is an anonymous reporter? An anonymous reporter is exactly what they say, anonymous. They don't give their name, their street address, city, town, zip code, phone number, email, none of that information. They report to DCF anonymously a report of child abuse or neglect.